Hey, what's up everybody? I've decided to surrender. And what I mean by deciding to surrender, that's Chester by the way, is that I thought for a long time, I've thought this way since forever, and that was that I could beat this addiction alone. And I can't. And when I say I can't, I'm not even close. I'm not even close. I can't go more than a few days. It pulls on me every second of every minute of every hour of every day, and I just can't do it alone. And I thought I could. I thought, like a lot of people, get into fitness, stop, do this, do that, take up your time. I can't. I'm not saying that I've tried hard, but because I'm on my own, I don't need to try hard, you know, so it ends up becoming full circle. And what made me think about it today was I was going through my phone, deleting off some old stuff, went into the apps, and I've got an app called Journey. Journey is an app, it's basically a journaling app, and I've used it for, when was my first entry? Something like late 2015 or 16. And obviously, you know what kind of entries are in there. I'm going to change my life, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I opened up that app today and it was just full of the same stuff. You know, I'm drinking too much, I'm gambling too much, which isn't an issue now, but you know, I'm causing these problems for myself. I need to change. You know, there's a lot of stuff in there about you know, the S word and things like that. And I just kind of froze today. Had a bit of a weep, you know, a bit of a cry and stuff. And I went through some of these messages and I just thought, I've not moved forward a single inch. If anything, even when I recognised there was a pure, solid problem that was consuming and taking over my life, I still allowed it to take my finances, my wife, you know, and any potential family, the home potentially, you know, and kind of just seeing that has hit me a little bit today, because in there are loads of messages that I'm talking to myself. So here's like another thing. I don't talk to anybody. I never have. I thought to myself I never would. I honestly think now that I'm at the point where I have to, because I've done the other stuff. I've tried to stop drinking myself. I've tried to get fit. I've tried to do this. I've tried to do that. And absolutely nothing has changed. If anything, the situation's got slightly worse. I say slightly. I'm divorced now. I've lost the only one good thing in my life. So, apart from Chester, sorry, but you know, I've got to lose. I don't know if I was full of pride. I don't know why I didn't accept help or ask for help. I don't know. I think I do, and I think it stems from my dad. So I don't ask anybody for anything ever. You know, if there's things that need doing, unless I can provide some value to you first, I will never ask for help or assistance. And this actually comes back from like my dad is 72 now. He's like an old school boy, yeah. And he was a mechanical engineer for all his life, but he's not like he's not a mechanic, but he knows how to fix certain bits on cars. He can't build you a house from wood, but he can hang a few door frames. He can't, like, do you understand what I mean? He's like a bit of a jack of all trades, really, my old man. But a lot of people were back then, weren't they? When they were, you know, these kind of old school boys. And I'll always remember, it sticks with me now. I don't know why. There's a lot of memories that stick. Sometimes I can't even remember what I did yesterday, but then I can remember kind of childhood things, which is very weird. And I'll always remember that my dad used to receive calls, you know, when he was in his 50s, 72, 20, no, when he was in his like late 30s, 40s, when I was only like a teenager or a kid or whatever. And people used to call him, you know, and it was always, and I can remember one call in specific where someone had called him that my dad really liked, and he'd not heard from him for ages. And it was just rang up out of the blue. And he was like, hello, I won't give the name out, people know enough about me now anyway, but hello. And it was like, oh, hello. The other guy was called Brendan. So I can tell his name, doesn't really matter, but his name was Brendan. And he was like, oh, hello, Brendan, I've not spoke to you for like 10 years or something. It was like, yeah, it's great. How are you? How's the kids? How's the wife? Etc, etc. He was like, yeah, great. It's really, really good to hear from you. And my dad was like elevated. You know what I mean? And then there snaps in the punchline about 3 minutes into the conversation. You haven't got some spare time this weekend, have you, to have a look over my car? You know what I mean? And like my dad is like, yeah, of course, yeah, bring it round. And I can remember after that conversation, my mum like kind of flared up at my dad and said, stop letting people walk over you, use you. They don't talk to you for 10 years. And then all of a sudden they ring you because they need something, you know? And that happened a few times that I remember. And that kind of built a base for me. I don't want to ask anybody for anything. And I don't want to give. I don't mind helping people, but if I think they're taking advantage, then I won't do it. You know, I don't mind helping people that need helping. And that's why, like, so now I have like a very weird mindset where I don't want to go to the hospital, to the doctors, unless I'm literally dying, because I think there's somebody much worse off than I am. And I don't want to take up time from somebody, you know. I know loads of people that could help. There's loads of things that need doing in this house. One is the door frame, which you know is obviously off its hinges. And I know people that would come and do that for me, you know, and I would try and pay them and they wouldn't take any money. But in the same breath, I wouldn't even ask them. You know, I think to myself, if I haven't been bothered to text you or to call you or something like that, assuming it's a friend, if I haven't been bothered to call you for a year, my first phone call should not be, what can you do for me? I just hate that, and it's something that sits really, really disingenuously with me. I hate it. I hate people that do that. If you're friends and it's a close circle, always do things for each other, you know. I have one or two friends, they're long-standing friends. I would help them in a heartbeat, but I would never ask them first for help, you know. I don't know, my mind's a bit messed up with stuff like that, but I do think that that's why I haven't asked for help during my sobriety, you know. I think, I don't know. But if you don't mind, I'd like to share with you one, when I was going through my journal today. Let me try and find it on this phone, because it just made me cry. And this was nearly a decade ago, and it shows that I have not took a single step forward, you know. And that's why now I've tried to go sober on my own, I've tried to do this, I've tried to do that, and it's resulted in absolutely nothing. So I've got to try something different, right? But let me share this with you. So I actually put me in a journal, February 24th, 2017. So 9 years gone, right? Oh, 8 years gone. This is something that I wrote in my journal. So this is like another thing, yeah. Is I've been writing in the journal for a long time. All the entries are the same. I've drunk too much. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to change this. And, you know. But there was one that stuck out to me that I read today. I mean, I cried at a few of them, but this one in particular. Just because of the self-hate I think I had for myself. So this is dated February 24th, 2017. Hello. So obviously I'm talking to myself. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. I'm writing. It's a journal, right? Hello. My name is Rick. I'm 5'7". I'm a short-arsed, balding, pointless cunt. Do I add any value to anything? I don't know. Even just like the first bit, you know, it's really... What has happened along the way, I honestly don't know. Am I in a spiral of self-pity? I love people, yet I hate people, but I hate nobody more than myself. I can't talk to anyone, ever, about anything. I called the doctors yesterday and cried on the phone. I want to say it's embarrassing, but is it? I don't know. I feel like I'm going in 100 different directions at once. I achieve nothing ever. Even writing this sentence now is making my eyes water. What a... And I won't say the F word, but it's what we have with mashed potato sometimes. And it's what people refer to as some homosexuals. Now I'm off work through stress. So I think I'd had like a couple of weeks off. Yeah, I think I had a couple of weeks off at I was nearly going to say the name then. Now I've had a couple of weeks off. Now I'm off through stress. What the fuck have I got to be stressed about, really? Fuck all. I'm a privileged prick. Absolutely, completely pointless. My mum loves me to the point... My mum loves me and backs me to the point that it's almost cringe to other people. Why? I think it's because secretly she knows I'm on a destructive path and she believes she's trying to instill confidence in me. Fuck knows. I'm sorry for the language, everybody. This is just, you know, this was just me. I'm just reading it as it is. I'll tell you how fucking pathetic I am. I Google things like how to commit easily. I think I care for people, but I clearly don't. "10 years. What were my thoughts? I'm not sure. I think I wanted a certain level of success and money, but I think deep down inside, I just wanted to be happy. I told myself I wasn't happy with a 9 to 5 as an employee. But look where I am now. Now, I wake up and all I want to do is alter my mind, alter my thinking. So I crave alcohol. Who does that? What the fuck is wrong with me? I honestly cannot see a good day without drink. I'm killing myself. I'm killing myself. I know it. I'm killing myself. I know it. But I honestly cannot change it. Not at the minute. So what is my purpose? Do I have one? Can I ever have one? The weight on my shoulders feels so big that I can't control it. I don't know what my next move should be. I'm craving something. I'm unsure what it is. Acceptance, maybe? Fuck knows. I feel like a jigsaw puzzle that's been half completed and then someone comes along and flips the table. I feel lost. Fucking hell. So, I wrote that almost a decade ago, you know, and I think it's okay to be in those positions as long as you can find a way out of them. And I haven't. I'm literally living the exact same life that I was. Sorry, I've got to be cautious of the time. My mum's coming at 7. Gonna have a cup of tea and a bit of a chat, so. But yeah, I think it's kind of okay to feel like that in some situations, you know, because life is tough, it's not easy. But if I was to write a message today in 2025, it would look extremely similar to that message. And that's what I'm scared about. I don't want to be 50 and writing the same message, and then 60 and writing the same message. You know? So, I'm going to ask for help. I've got to. It's my only... It's my only option, right? It's my only option. So, yeah. So to the people that said I was full of shit, I was trying. But yeah, you're right. I am full of shit. So another excuse that I was using was that, for those that know, I changed to a doctor's that's close to my address, because I was still using a doctor's located next to my family home, my mum and dad's. And they're on like, is it triage or myriad? I don't know, but it's some kind of system where it's all automated now, and it's to stop people ringing up at 8 o'clock trying to get an emergency appointment. You have to do it online, you just log on. So that goes live tomorrow, because I've already spoken, registered to the new doctors. So I'm going to try and get something this week, and I'm just going to go in, try and get so I'm going to try and get in this week and just be honest. I'm not going to try and lay every issue that I feel like I have, because I just think I'm in some kind of state of paranoia, you know, at the minute. There's some real problems. There's one down by my testicles that's really worrying me. But alcohol is the big one, right? So I need to get something for that. And that will be, you know, the next few videos where I'm just gonna... Here's like another thing. I see a lot of comments where people, like, I keep saying to myself, and I do with the best intentions, I say, tomorrow I'm going to talk to you about so this, that and the other. I feel so bad when I wake up. I'm just constantly relapsing. I'm constantly... And if I don't relapse, which I haven't, you know, for a few days, my mood in the morning generally is super low. It picks up for like an hour and then I go back again. My mood is so low, you'd have to dig it up to find it. It's crazy. It's so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You know, people say the guy's a phony. Of course I am. But that was the whole idea of the channel. The idea of the channel was not to be somebody like Stephen from Stephen Free's Alcohol Lifestyle, which I love, by the way. I watch all the time. It's not the same as Liver Disease's channel. You know, I'm going through it. I'm not at the end of it. I've got no advice for anybody. I can't tell anybody anything. All I can do is just show you what happens every day as I try and get sober. And, you know, so I know a lot of people hate, and they say, I'm trying not to pay attention to the hate, but a lot of people say, you know, you're not taking advice, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Of course I'm not. I'm an addict. You know, it's very easy to say, get yourself to AA or get yourself to the doctors and stuff like that, but it's going to take 3 or 4 attempts. It's going to take a few attempts for me to get there and to do these things. And if people are addicts, they should know that. You know? He doesn't want to help himself. He hasn't joined AA or he hasn't gone to physical meetings and stuff like that. Of course I haven't. I'm crippled with fucking anxiety, mate. I've already, at the doctors, I'm Googling where's the front door, where do I go and check in, and where do I do this and where do I do that, because I'm absolutely scared to death about going there as well. You know, so I don't know, but listen, as I said before, people, I never wanted to delete a single comment from this channel. I think that free speech is a very important thing. For those that know, I deleted a few people, only a couple of people, just because for some reason there was a lot of malice in their comments, and they wanted to find my house and put my full name on blast and stuff like that, you know. So, but look, people are more than, like, I'm more than happy for people to judge me. Some people want to say you're doing well, other people want to give me hard truths. And I appreciate them both equally, you know. So I'm not into deleting content, but if it jeopardizes a situation, you know, that I'm afraid that I might lose control over, then it has to go. And I hope you understand that. And I'm sure that if you was in the same position, you would do the same thing for your friends, family, whatever. But yeah, I'm going to make mistakes. I mean, I can tell you right now that this is me done with alcohol. I can tell you that. Doesn't mean I am. You know, I expect to fail multiple times. In fact, I have so little confidence in myself. You know, it's Monday tomorrow. That'll make sense depending on when this video goes out, but it's Monday tomorrow, you know, and sometimes my ex comes back on a Monday. Every other Monday, normally, but depending on, you know, when she has to work from home, so, and that's crippling to me, you know, and that's just another thing that makes me want to drink. So I don't know, I can't sit here today and say that I'm not going to drink tomorrow. All I can say is I'm going to try not to drink tomorrow, you know. So I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion and all this kind of stuff, but if the channel isn't for you, I prefer it if you just scrolled on, you know, instead of oh, I don't know, everyone's entitled to say whatever the fuck they want, I suppose. It doesn't really matter, does it? But yeah, so that's me. Today I am tomorrow or in a few days will be interesting. I'm not going to say that you'll get an update from me in 2 days, because I say that and then I fail because I just don't feel well enough to do so. So I don't know. I would love to be on here every day, you know, giving you an update, but I honestly just don't know if it's... I have like moments, you know. So today, I always planned on doing today's video. When I woke up this morning, if you'd have asked me if I was going to do today's video, I'd have said that there wasn't a chance of doing today's video. And then I listened to some podcasts and I listened to some things and I felt a bit more motivated, you know, and as the hours went on, I got my camera out and I'm doing this, you know, so it just depends. I mean, I don't know. Is it good for me? I think so. Who knows? So, but either way, that is, we're nearly at 30 minutes now. I do these crazy long not even vlogs, are they? I'm just talking now. Bullshit. But yeah, I need help, and I am going to accept it. Can't do it on my own. I've tried and I've failed, so let's see. Let's see what happens when I ask for help, right? Let's see what happens when I go to the doctors. Okay. I'll see you all in the next one. Hopefully I won't leave it too long.